With very little warning or fanfare, Starbreeze has dropped one of the juiciest update dev blogs of the entire year today, which essentially gives us a step-by-step rundown of the upcoming Fear and Greed heist landing on the 16th, as well as showcasing what are undeniably some of the best-looking Tailor Pack items we've received, alongside the new weapons we'll get to wield from that DLC. And yes, I did miss the deagle Wolf was holding in the heist poster shown in this week's teaser trailer. I'll run you through the full suite of new additions in this video from bottom to top. Let's be honest, you just want to know more about the Spaz 12. So yeah, the new Fear and Greed weapon pack has no clear theming to it, but instead contains two of the most highly anticipated and conspicuously missing on-launch weapons in the entire game. The Taz 12, or Spaz 12, which was known as the Predator 12 gauge in Payday 2, is back, but this time it's the fully fledged pump action variant that we've already seen in action, smashing out one-shot kills to the body, which has me optimistic that we'll finally be getting a pump action option that doesn't entirely suck. This is likely to be the highlight of the pack for me, but I'm willing to bet from my comment section, after I failed to spot it, that the Desert Eagle secondary will mean more to many of you guys. Traditionally, Payday 2's Deagle hasn't been the most powerful of options, but it certainly has been a fan favourite, and the Garstini Viper will likely fill a much more important role in Payday 3. I don't think it'll be as powerful as the Bull Kick, but if this thing can one-shot to the head, as should be the case, whilst retaining a solid fire rate, it might finally give the pistol category of secondary a high stopping power option to compete with the generally favoured revolvers. To be honest, even if its stats are subpar, people are going to flock towards using this thing just for style points, meaning this two-pronged attack of iconic weapons in the primary and secondary slot will, in my view, be responsible for selling a good 90% of these DLCs. The third weapon in the pack is the Jackknife SE5, which to my surprise is another secondary. It'd be more exciting if this was another new secondary variant, like a machine pistol, but no, it looks to be a Browning, so don't expect this thing to perform vastly differently to any of the other low-power base game pistols. It's a stylish and reasonably iconic weapon, but I expect it'll get lost in the forest of other vanilla pistols, unless Starbreeze gives it some seriously unique mechanics or stats. Full transparency, I haven't been able to try any of these weapons out yet, so this is all guesswork, but even in the description of the dev blog, this gun is already getting lost by being described as another solid secondary pick. Perhaps it was just seen as a free hit when the other two weapons are so immediately recognisable and will turn heads, so rather than really stack this DLC, Starbreeze held back on the spice for Weapon 3. Where they've really not held back is on the new cosmetics coming in the Tailor Pack. The theming is bang on, with bears, bulls and wolves being right at home on Wall Street, although I've heard of pigs in the market, but not rabbits, so that one is a unique addition as far as I'm concerned. Regardless of the mass, the outfits are a cut above, with all four managing to fit the vibe in their own right. The classic dishevelled pinstripe, a gaudy blue suit and tie, a bulkier security outfit that has Chains' name written all over it, and the more casual low-buttoned white shirt. They're all fairly unique, straightforward, and look to be excellent additions. Regardless of how the heist itself performs, I'm encouraged by the quality of other DLC elements releasing within the bundle in a couple of weeks' time. As for the Fear and Greed heist itself, there's a lot to take away already. Obviously, we know the background of this one is to hit Wall Street and tank Concord's key stocks, taking down the market altogether and leaving Treaty, his new mercenary faction, completely crippled and without funding. Of course, this one is possible in both stealth and loud, although it's fascinating to learn that casing mode will be locked behind an asset. This is a bold and interesting variation, which does suggest, as I assumed, that casing mode stealth is a little bit on the easy side on this heist, so is locked behind a one-off use favour. The problem is, favours still suck in terms of how they're unlocked and used, so once again, it's a fine concept, wasted within the confines of Payday 3's clunky systems that desperately need an overhaul in Year 2. If this functioned within pre-planning, it would be a much better concept. This all takes the shine off the fact that robbing Wall Street blind whilst masked up sounds absolutely insane. It does also confirm that we'll start up on the roof and zipline down in normal circumstances, which I'm all for as it gives the heist a defined and believable structure, which is something that's been lost in translation from Payday 2 to 3. As for objectives, it looks as if it's going to be a standard hack up first, followed by finding a USB and then using sleeping gas to take control of the core New York Stock Exchange terminal without alerting any civs. This gives off some shades of Golden Grin Casino. Crazy that we'll literally start shorting Concord's stock with house money at this point, but that's pretty iconic as far as Payday objectives go. From there, we'll shut down the entire market by EMPing home base to cover our tracks and hide the obvious manipulation, assumedly siphoning some cash off the top at some point in this heist to form the base of a reward, the extent to which we're likely able to do so being linked to the bonus objective referenced in this post. We also get confirmation here that the loud escape route is entirely new, meaning my assumption that you'll need to create a makeshift bridge across the rooftop from the teaser footage is likely true, building up a much more interesting escape objective that again allows this heist to unfold over more different terrain and should really sell the heisting fantasy element, instead of us magically clearing the heist once we reach some arbitrary point within it. The in-heist screenshots we see alongside this post are all fairly neutral, not giving any specific insight we can't gather from the text, although we do get a better look at the cosmetics in the weapon pack, being a cash swag bag sticker and a whale charm, which I'm sure Starbreeze are hoping you'll all be turning into once this DLC comes out. It appears as though the initial portion of the heist will take place around these side offices and away from the trading floor, with this Jordan Corporation surely a cheeky nod to the real Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. As for the trading floor itself, it looks fairly inhospitable to any heister massed up given its civ population, bathed in this strange blue light that we see turn red after assumedly being hacked. The overall aesthetic is excellent, and this is already looking like Payday 3's most detailed heist, but I still don't love how they handle lighting and colour filters. Anyway, despite that gripe, for me this is just enough of a taste to leave me wanting more, but with the update's launch only 10 days away, bringing with it all of the above alongside Houston and a minigun, we don't have too long to wait to try it out. In the meantime, if you want a taste of that Wall Street life, yesterday Starbreeze launched a Payday Universe investing ARG, giving us all 10k to shill for the game, to buy Scry Digital stocks with. My low-risk strategy, built on fundamentals and dollar cost averaging down, is not currently denting the leaderboards, but at least I'm net positive. It seems, based on the price action, that these stocks are following algorithmic patterns similar to actual real-world stock behaviour, so if you fancy doing a little research on head and shoulder patterns or bullish continuations, you might just have an edge. Although nothing is stopping some crypto bro from Starbreeze full on manipulating the market behind the scenes. Not financial advice, but I'm going all in on IDE Diamonds during market hours today, the most negative stock on the day, to see if we can do a little market manipulation ourselves. Give me a break guys, this is the closest I'm getting to becoming a crypto influencer, alright? Anyway, the top 10 participants will all receive a custom-made limited edition Fear and Greed themed Wolf poster, which sounds incredible, whilst the top 100 will be getting a C-Stack infusion directly to their Payday 3 account via Nebula. It's a really cool marketing event in my opinion. I'm just hoping that Fear and Greed heist itself lives up to all this hype and build-up. If you're interested in giving it a go, I'm linking it alongside this dev blog just down below the like button. That all said, what are you most excited for on the 16th? Is it Houston or another element of the free content, the new DLC heist itself, or obviously one of the exciting new weapons such as the Deagle or Spat? I'm on the optimistic side heading into this one, as everything related to the marketing feels much more thought out than has been the case recently, suggesting Starbreeze might finally be getting their mojo back right as we step into year 2. Nothing wrong with a bit of hope, so long as those expectations don't get too out of control. Thank you so much for watching. Should be a fun few weeks for Payday fans, even if this is a bit of a last hurrah for us in the end. Take care, I'll see you all very soon in the next video. A huge thank you to my dedicated Patreon backers. If you want to join this crew in going infamous, check out the link below and pledge as little as $2 to see your name in the credits, or get 24-hour early access to future videos and vote on upcoming content. Take care, I'll see you all soon.